Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to discuss the topic of, can you sit with yourself long enough to feel, or can you sit with yourself long enough to heal? This is just super relevant for anybody who is trying to change, trying to grow, trying to become the person that they know that they can be. You're going to be faced with like a lot of resistance. And I think the most common forms of resistance are mental, like you might have voices in your mind that sound like your own that are just super negative, that are telling you to stop, to give up, that you'll never be good enough, that you'll always be, you know, a bad person or someone who can't accomplish their goals or somebody who can't change, and you'll always, mess up, and you'll always do wrong, and you'll always be perceived as X, Y, and Z, whatever your voices are saying to you, or the voices, I should say, because you don't have to identify with them. But I've noticed, even just like relating it to my own journey, that there's just a lot of mental chatter. Like, I just have these days and these moments and sometimes these periods of time where if I am alone or if I'm sitting by myself for long enough, I can feel things building up inside of me. And it's not a bad thing, right? Like, we understand, or if you haven't, you should, or will come to like understand on your journey that all of the emotions and the feelings that you have been repressing over the years, all the things that you have been avoiding thinking about and trying to forget and trying to put on the back burner, as soon as you come to a moment of stillness, those things will start to come up. And it's not a bad thing. It's just those emotions and feelings, and you'll feel it within your body. It's trying to express itself so that it can fully complete the cycle of feeling and then be released and be expressed and just leave. That way, you'll be able to actually replace those feelings, or you'll be able to actually have enough space within to grow and to be the things that you want to be and to think the thoughts that you actually want to think. But for a lot of us, what we do is, like I said, we put things on the back burner. We try to distract ourselves with TV, food, sex, drugs, alcohol, social media, scrolling, sleeping. I know that that's a big one for me. And when we do that, we're not allowing the emotions or the feelings that we have within us to properly cycle through and to properly express themselves. And so that's why it's so important to be able to sit with yourself long enough so that you can feel these feelings and so that you can express them and heal. And that might come with crying. It might come with feeling all of the negative thoughts that you've been trying to avoid. It might come with, your body tensing up. Like, I'll give an example because, like, we're watching this together, we're in this together, right? For the past, like, 2 weeks, I have just been really avoiding sitting with myself and being alone because I know what's coming. I can feel it coming up. I feel like a tenseness in my shoulders, in my chest, in my back, like my upper back. I just feel like my shoulder blades are tensed up, like I'm almost bracing for impact, right? And the reason why that's happening, and I know why it's happening, because I've been reading the books and studying and doing the exercises and doing the inner work, but I know that there is a huge release that's coming. And this happens at different times for different people. People are saying like it's a full moon, so, or a solar lunar eclipse and a full moon. So it's like, I don't know, I guess it's just heavy in the air right now. Regardless of that, there comes a period of time, like I said, where you have to let go, or where you have to like address these things that you're facing. And so for the past 2 weeks, I've been avoiding that. I'm going to be honest. Like, as much as I come on here and preach about like personal development, believing in yourself, allowing feelings to, cycle through, allowing yourself to feel, allowing yourself to forgive yourself for things that you've done in the past, I still struggle with it. And I still have things that I have to forgive myself for. And all of that is coming up. So I just have been sleeping a lot. I've been trying to avoid things. I've been doom scrolling so much. And it just makes me feel worse. And I'm just like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I trying to avoid the one thing that I know will create space and like allow me to actually step into this life that I know that I can live, and allow me to go from feeling like I'm in limbo and like I'm in the in between of like my old life and my new life, and allow me to like fully step into my new life. And I mean, the answer really is just fear. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes we trick ourselves into thinking that the lives that we're living now and the way that we're feeling now is going to be preferable to something that is unknown. So, like, even if we are frustrated, even if we are depressed, sad, upset, there's like I'll speak for myself. I won't even say we, but like for me, there's like this voice in my head that's like, well, you don't know what's going to happen if you let go of these feelings. I know it sounds dumb to say out loud, which is why I'm talking about it too, but it's just like a little voice that's like, well, if you let go of this, if you let go of these feelings that you've been feeling for the past like 20 years of your life, 20 plus years of your life, like, what are you going to feel? And there's almost like that fear of like having that empty space and having those possibilities. And so in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, I'll just hold on to all this like shit that I don't need. I'll just hold on to all these feelings and these emotions and this heavy baggage because it's familiar, and holding on to it feels better in the moment, at least illogically. It feels better than letting go and embracing like unknown feelings or even letting joy and love and light in. And so that's just something I've been struggling with. And I've come to the realization that if I don't sit and actually just face these feelings and sit in the quietness and the darkness of my mind and allow these feelings to come up and to pass through and allow whatever to happen, allow my body to just release in the way that it sees fit, I'm not going to be able to heal. I'm not going to be able to fully feel and to learn. And it's just going to, like I said, prolong me from living the life that I know that I can live. So I know that this is relatable for a lot of people and in their own ways. Like I know that the way that I'm describing it sounds like super intense and it sounds like on the very far end of the spectrum, but we do this, in different ways within our own lives, like in very subtle ways too. Like if you are sitting, let's say, in a waiting room, or maybe you have kids and you drop them off at school, you're picking them up, you're waiting in the line, instead of sitting with your own thoughts, you probably prefer to scroll on social media. Or if you're getting ready or if you're doing the dishes or going about your tasks throughout the day, you always have to have something on in the background. That's another form of that, as well as like not being able to sit with yourself or not being able to just be and do nothing because you want to distract yourself. So like if you always have to have music playing in the background, you have to have the television on or watching YouTube on your phone while you eat, or you always have to have something that's going on because you don't want to have that focus be internal. You don't want to like focus on what's going on within. Then, that is a symptom of just not being able to fully accept like what's happening and fully release. And like I said before, I'm not like coming from a place of judgment because this is something that I'm going through currently right now, but I'm just talking about it to kind of help myself, honestly, and help others. And I have my journals. I'm about to go sit by the fire outside, you guys, but I have like my journals here. I'm going to just sit and journal. I've even been like avoiding journaling. And I think sitting with yourself too doesn't even have to be like I said, there's levels to it. It doesn't even have to be sitting in silence, sitting in the dark and literally just like paying attention or trying not to identify with every thought that comes in your mind. It also could be sitting with yourself enough to recognize your emotions and journaling, or sitting with yourself and talking out loud. Like some of the things that I like to do lately too, I haven't in the past couple of weeks, but before, I've been doing walk and talks. So I've been allowing myself to like be by myself, but sometimes, like I said, it could be uncomfortable, like when you're first starting out, or it could be, just super intense to the point where you just don't want to do it. Try doing like a walk and talk where you walk and you just talk out loud. You talk about what you're grateful for. You talk about your issues, your problems, what you're happy about, anything that's on your mind. You just talk like as if you're on the phone with somebody. And even if you feel like, okay, that's awkward, I don't want to walk around talking to myself like somebody's going to call an ambulance like 50-50 me and like pick me up, put on headphones and like pretend like you're talking on the phone with somebody. Like I've done it so many times and literally nobody cares. Like the neighborhood that I walk in around me, people are walking their dogs, their kids outside, they're walking all the time. And when I first did it, I would put headphones in because I didn't want to like be looked at crazy. But after a couple of times, I was like, I don't even care. And like nobody else cared either. Like I would just talk to myself and walk. And doing that just allows you to, like I said, create space, and it allows you to like fully express the ideas that you have going on, not talking to another person, not looking for feedback, not texting, not, going on Twitter, like literally just talking with yourself and like hearing yourself say these things out loud to get it off your chest. I feel like it's super, super beneficial. So that's all I wanted to talk about, you guys. I know that was a mouthful, but we're all really just going through our journey, and I know that it's scary to like sit with your own thoughts and sit with yourself, and don't really compare yourself either. Like I was going to say, some people might say like, oh, it's not that hard. Like if you can't sit with yourself, something's wrong with you. Like I see these things online, and I'm not judging the people who say it because whatever, like they've gone through their journey, they've done their own thing. But I know it can get like a little bit it can be like discouraging to like see other people on their journey, like their personal development or spiritual journey or personal journey, and see how far they come. And then sometimes people do this thing where they like will just be like, oh, like if you can't sit with yourself, then you have an issue. And they'll just start like kind of criticizing like the very things that they had to go through not too long ago. And it's like, we're not all that disconnected from each other and from, our journeys and like the levels that we're at. Like everybody's on a different level, of course, but don't feel bad too. Like if you can't sit with yourself, or if you come to learn, or even if you're watching this video, you're like, dang, I've never sat with myself. Like, I don't even know what that feels like. I always have somebody around, like I have kids, or I always have a partner, or I always have something going on to where somebody, needs me, or where my attention can be divided. Like, don't feel bad if you're not able to do it, because it is difficult. It's hard. Like, we literally live in a world that's designed to keep us distracted, designed to keep us from being introspective and from thinking about ourselves, thinking about the things that we've gone through. Like, it's all by design. So don't feel bad if you're one of those people, because one, you're not alone. And two, everybody who you see who might be in a position where you're like, man, I wish I could like be like them, or I wish I was as strong-willed as them, or I wish I was, whatever it is, like, I promise you, they're not too far removed from that journey. Like, we're really all just learning, and we're all doing the best that we can with the knowledge that we have. So I'll leave it at that. I won't go like on a super long tangent, but that video was just on my heart. And, I really do want to not only come out of this place myself and like not be in a space anymore where I'm just trying to distract and like ignore the things that are going on within, but I also want to help others realize that you have that choice too. Like, you don't have to stay in your dark hole. You don't have to like just sleep your day away. You don't have to feel like you're a failure, or like you're bad, or that your thoughts are so loud that they'll never quiet down. Like, I promise they will at one point, because it has for me in the past, and I know it will in the future. So thank you guys for watching. If you're going through this, you got this. I believe in you. And again, I'm not the first person to say this, but sometimes you have to hear certain things at a certain time in a certain way in order for it to click. So anytime I get these ideas or like these messages or, topics that I feel like sharing, I'd like to just make a video about it. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you can relate to anything that I've said. Make sure that you like, you comment, you subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next video.